Hey, beautiful souls. Today on the podcast, I have a transmission on health and how we can create health from the quantum as well as a quantum health activation. It is a mini transmission that I did in my free Facebook group. If you're not part of it, please join. We are going to do more of these over the next few months, probably for manifestation, for partnerships, etc. Also, I just want to let you know, if you have not joined the Decoding Manifestation waitlist, I highly encourage you to do that. We will be offering early bird prices and a special discount for the waitlist, okay? So if you want a huge freaking discount on Decoding Manifestation, I highly encourage you to join the waitlist because there will be a special coupon code going out to the waitlist. Also, if you haven't listened to the episodes of people who took this course, and there's more coming, so stay tuned, but please go back and listen. Miracles freaking happened in this course, healing physical ailments, somebody almost going blind and healing that, manifesting crazy amounts of money and opportunities, manifesting partners, manifesting new career paths and like bonuses through their partner, like crazy things. I can't make this stuff up. So go back and listen to some of the podcast episodes, or all of them, quite frankly, because they all have gold nuggets. So you can get a bigger understanding of the results that are inevitable if you do the modules and the activations and decoding manifestation, period. This is the only course on manifestation that I know of that bridges the gap between science and spirituality and also offers the quantum activations to actually recalibrate your frequency. There's ones on boundaries, not just speaking your boundary, energetic boundaries. Talk about that in one of the podcast episodes. There's ones on your vision beyond the vision, minimum standards, shadow integration, which is huge and barely anybody talks about it. We do shamanic breath work. We do trauma clearing. We do clearing for money and finances. We do abundance activations. We do all the freaking things, okay? It's literally everything you would ever need for manifesting your dream life if you do the modules and the activations. I love you guys. Please check it out. And without further ado, let's go to the podcast. Welcome to all you beautiful new souls to the group. If you've taken my programs, you know that like everything, whether I'm talking about manifestation or abundance or like calling in, like whatever you want to call in, it's all based in trauma healing. And if you haven't heard my podcast, please go check it out. It's Flying High on Consciousness. The last one that I posted was actually about a healing that took place during my Reiki training. Now, all the activations have frequency in them. Sometimes it's Reiki energy, often it's other energies. I use a lot of Isis energy, Kuan Yin, Christ consciousness, Ganesh, etc. There's many. So today I'm going to call in certain energies that are specific to healing. And the frequency of love, if you look at the frequency chart, it's very, very high up. It is the most healing frequency on the planet. So whether you want to manifest something or heal an emotional pain, a physical pain, a illness, you need to come back into coherence. When you're in the frequency of love, the patterns are super coherent, meaning it basically, if there's enough energy in that, it overlays the distortions in your field, and that's when spontaneous healings take place. So if you don't have something physical or emotional that you want to heal, and by the way, they're correlated, anything emotional will show up physically, anything physical will show up emotionally, then use this to manifest, because the more you have a coherent frequency in your energy body, it will allow your manifestations to happen more quickly. So just like a brief, actually, I'm going to record this on my phone as well right now. Just a brief
introduction for those of you who are new to this work. With physical ailments, every physical ailment, every disease, literally dis-ease in the body, is a distortion in your energy field, okay? And it is caused from an emotional place. It's also a signal and a sign. There's a really good book I recommend. It's called Heal Your Body by Louise Hay. If you're dealing with something, you can even look it up for free on Google. You can be like, oh, I'm dealing with tension in my right shoulder. Okay, well, shoulders are all about burdens. The right side is the masculine side. So it's a burden with a masculine energy in your life. The different energy centers, for those of you who've studied level 3 Reiki with me, or who are in decoding manifestation, we went into depth on the chakras, but each of the chakras carries certain emotions. So like our sacral, our lower abdomen, will carry shame and guilt if we have trauma there, which most people do, especially women. The womb carries a lot of trauma. So if you're carrying shame and guilt, you'll get pain there, or you'll have ailments there. And what happens if you haven't processed the emotion, it's like a memory, an experience will happen. That moment will be frozen in time. It becomes a data blip. And then until that energy is released from the body, because oftentimes, I'll give you an example here. So say, I used to figure skate. So say I was at figure skating and I was at a rink and it was like super late at night and my parents forgot to pick me up. This is a fictional story, but I experienced a lot of fear because I was really young. So say that happened, but then, okay, we don't express emotions in the family. And then all of a sudden that energy is trapped in my body and I push it down. You'll see a dog or an animal and they'll experience an emotional situation and they might go into fight, flight, or freeze. But then after the threat is gone, they go back into homeostasis. We as humans often don't experience the full emotional loop. So the energy gets trapped in the body and it becomes a filament of energy. And the more we push it down and suppress and suppress and suppress and suppress our feelings, the more these filaments stack, okay? So eventually, if the energy isn't processed, this can turn into like a tumor, or this can turn into cancer, or this can turn into kidney stones, or whatever it is. And again, as I said, like different parts of the body carry different traumas and are associated with different things. That book is really good. If you're doing decoding manifestation, amazing. We have the training on like all the chakras and like where we carry everything, and then we clear it. But basically, if you're having a pain, there's a memory stuck in there, or if there or many memories. And if there is illness or dis-ease, that didn't just occur. This has been years of that building up. You'll see this with autoimmune as well. I've worked with a few people now who had autoimmune, and that's all starting from emotion, right? So when does it heal? When does the healing take place? When they're back in homeostasis, when the patterns in the field are coherent. And like I said, this is also when like rapid healings can take place, or spontaneous healings, like the tumor's there and then all of a sudden it's not. And this stuff is like very, very real. I've seen it over and over and over again. But in the process of that, you have to release the emotion, because that was the stuck energy. And the reason I say all this is A, to give you intention to do this work, but B, to know that if emotions come up during the activation or after the activation, that is because healing is taking place. And if you look into German medicine, there's like 3 states of healing in brief. And so say somebody has an illness, we'll say autoimmune, whatever. Autoimmune, and then they start to release trauma. Sometimes in the process of that, well, all the emotion will come up as it needs to get transmuted. There's a very big difference FYI, on transmuting emotion and on staying looping in it. We do not want to stay looping in it for many, many reasons. And the activations are just designed for them to be transmuted, but they must come up in order for that to happen. So anyways, the different stages. So say they have like autoimmune. And by the way, like just on this note, the body's never trying to attack itself. I don't care if you have like autoimmune disease and you think the body or have been told the body's trying to attack itself. The body is always trying to heal, and it is a very powerful healer. We are the ones that get in the way. So if that is your paradigm, I encourage you to start looking through the lens of my body is healing itself. I just need to get it out of the way. I need to clear my trauma. I need to do the work I need to do, nourish my body, exercise, all the things. And then the body will heal when it's at a high enough frequency. Also, FYI, disease and viruses, and I've seen the blood test for this, I've seen the experiments, cannot survive when somebody's frequency is high enough. Okay, I don't want to get censored. So that's what I'm going to say on that. But it's like super cool because like literally with like the virus that we had before, like I slept at retreats like next to people who had that and I never got it. But why? Because I do so much energy work. So it's like pretty cool because this is all science. Like it's amazing. If you like look into like the data and the experiments, that's another reason to do this work because you basically become superhuman. So yeah, in German medicine, sometimes ailments will come in the process of healing. So I'll just give you actually a clearer example. If somebody has a deep trauma that's coming up often, as it's getting transmuted, they'll get like acne on their face. Like I break out a lot. So that's actually part of the healing process. It's toxins leaving the body. Or they'll get cold sores because like that's rooted in shame. The shame is coming up and it's coming up and out through that way. So if that happens, then your body is healing and it's actually a very good sign, although uncomfortable. It's kind of like a detox. You have to get through the uncomfortable stages in order to get to the other side. Yeah. So does anybody have questions? We're lagging a little bit. If anybody has any quick questions before we go into the activation, I'm happy to answer any. I'm here. Hi, Laura. Can you please send me links for some of that research, please? Oh, Ivory, love you. Taryn, yeah, I mean, there's many. Can you put it in the group and I will respond to that later this week and I'll send some resources for people. There's tons of books. All the Dr. Joe Dispenza books. I have a friend who's like deep into German healing. I can find some resources on that. I've read them. I will find them. Just put it not like here, put it in the like right on the what's it called, the group, whatever, like you know what I mean. And if you don't, DM me, but right on there, because otherwise I'm gonna forget to do it. But yeah, I'm so happy to do that for you. Anybody have any other questions before we start? Okay, I'll post in the group. Awesome, Taryn. Okay, cool. Well, let's get to it. So for this activation, if everybody could just, it's going to be about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. It'll be one like short enough that you can do it every morning and every night for however long you need it to integrate. And then, yeah, you can switch it up. I have some other ones. I also have a free abundance one. If you guys don't have that, I think it's linked at the top. If not, it's on my Instagram profile. Just so you guys know, I'm having some massive problems with Facebook. Like they're blocking a lot of my posts. So if you're not following me on Instagram, or if you're not on my email list, actually that's better. I really encourage you. Oh, it's morning. You're gonna have to get ready for work. I know you're across the world. The replay will be available if you have to leave, but we'll keep it to max 15 minutes. 15, 1-5. But yeah, if you guys aren't on my email list, please get on there. I don't spam you guys. I send like a few a week unless I'm doing a launch. Actually, sometimes I don't even send them. But the thing is, like, I'm having some major problems on Facebook. It hasn't let me post for like, it's banned my posts for like over a week. It's super weird. And then it'll randomly let me post. So I don't actually know what's going on. I think it's because I was talking about manifestation. I don't know. Or the quantum, as I am now. So let's like hope that this is saved. Either way, I'll get it to you guys. But if you're not on my email list, or at least on my Instagram, highly encourage that, because I'm hoping Facebook doesn't shut me down. But yeah, I can stay for 15. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so everybody get in a seated position or lying down. I encourage you to sit up if you can, because it strengthens the nervous system, okay? Banishing all energies that are not ours and not of the highest, drop, clearing, dissolving right here, right now. Setting the intention that this be for the highest good of all involved, and that anything that is ready to be shifted, healed, alchemized, be done so. May you come out lighter, brighter, more coherent, and at your greatest health. Inviting and invoking Archangel Michael for divine protection across all dimensions, all realms, through time and space. Thank you. Inviting and invoking Ganesh to remove any obstacles on this realm and all other realms through time and space. Inviting and invoking Kuan Yin and Christ consciousness for the frequency of love, which is the highest frequency of healing, of coherence. Inviting and invoking Pele to burn away anything that is not in alignment with your highest vibration, your highest frequency, your highest timeline of health, of prosperity. And bringing your attention to the top of your head. Sensing a white laser beam shooting out the top of your head, connecting you to your unique soul star. And now allowing this frequency of light, these codes of light, to come to the top of your head, to your ears, to your shoulders, to your throat, as this beam of light swirls down from your throat to your heart, to your upper abdomen, to your lower abdomen, all the way down to your hips, thighs, knees, shins, and feet. And from the bottom of your feet, a red laser beam connecting you to the crystalline chromosome of the earth. Just feel this energy coming up from the earth, grounding you. Deeper and deeper and deeper. Now allowing anything in your field that has been consciously or unconsciously blocking, stopping, or slowing down your healing. Just gather, 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 gather. Now it's in a ball in your solar plexus, your upper abdomen. And I want you to feel it coming out. Inviting and invoking the violet flame to transmute any density into light. And any residue, feeling it shoot out the bottom of your feet. And allowing the ground, Mama Gaia, to transmute it. And now from the bottom of your feet, feeling this red laser beam spiraling up, grounding you for safety, security, stability. It's coming up to your knees, to your thighs, feeling this support. All the way up to your hips, transmuting any fear. And feeling the safety as the fear gets transmuted, transmuted, transmuted. The anchoring. Now, as it comes up to your lower abdomen, your womb, swirling into an orange laser beam and transmuting any shame, any guilt that you're holding consciously or unconsciously for yourself, for your lineage, for other people. As it gets transmuted, 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 and feeling as this happens, your creative energy, your sensual energy coming back, coming back. Inviting and invoking Kali and Mary Magdalene to allow this creative energy, this life force energy to be amplified. And now, as it goes up to your upper abdomen, this swirling light turns yellow. You're drop clearing and dissolving any cords that you've been carrying consciously or unconsciously. Any person, place, or situation that you'd given your power away to consciously or unconsciously. Allowing these to drop, clear, dissolved. And now calling back any fragments of your soul to your solar plexus that have been left with other people, other places, other situations, feeling them come back, come back, come back, come back, come back, and integrating into your DNA. And now as this light keeps on swirling up to your heart, clearing any density in your heart, any fear that was separating you, that had been separating you from love, from the frequency of love. As this happens, feeling this green light, allowing your heart to open. As you feel the ground beneath you, holding you. As you feel the safety. and allowing this light to swirl up to your throat, turning into a beautiful blue. So it's clearing away anything that had been blocking, stopping, or hindering you from speaking your full truth. And imagining in your mind's eye a situation where you didn't speak your truth. Maybe it was to a boss, to a partner, to a friend, to a child. A time where you wanted to say no. And I want you to go back there in your mind's eye, and from the frequency of love, the green energy that we just embodied, I want you to say no. I'm not available for that. From love. And as you do this, feeling this blue energy, this blue light, start to clear any distortions that were in your throat. And now allowing this light to swirl to your forehead as it turns purple. And from this place, the point between your eyebrows is a swirling, clearing any layers of the veil that are ready to be cleared. I want you to send out an intention for your health in whatever form that means, whatever is most potent and powerful for you right now. As you do that, imagine a purple laser beam between your eyebrows, holding this intention, shooting out into the cosmos. Now, on the other end of the laser beam, I want you to see that version of yourself that is in full health, the manifestation of this intention. And as you see it, notice how this version of yourself feels. What emotions are they experiencing? Who is around them? What do they say yes to? What do they say no to? Who's not around them? What do they not engage in? What types of conversations are they not available for? And now we're going to call this version of yourself back to your physical body till it's hovering right above your heart of your 3D physical body, and calling it back, calling it back, calling it back, calling it back till it's hovering right above your heart. And when I say one, we're going to drop this energy, this embodiment of yourself into your 3D physical body. 3, 2, 1. Dropping, waking up any dormant cells, waking up, waking up, waking up, waking up. Allowing your DNA to recalibrate to this new frequency, these new codes, these new patterns. And as this is recalibrating, as your DNA is literally recoding to this new frequency, I want you to command from your core, from where that yellow laser beam was in your upper abdomen, commanding all of your cells to come into coherence, 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 coherence. Don't think, just commanding every single cell in your body to come into coherence, to love, to health. Now allowing your body to sink deeper and deeper to the ground or chair beneath you. As this recalibration takes place. And noticing as you sink deeper and deeper, you're held more and more. And noticing the shifts in your physical body, subtle and profound, that are different. Noticing the shifts in your mind, remembering, that version of yourself, knowing that it is done, it is done, it is done, and choosing right here, right now, that it is done. Choosing right here, right now, those choices that version of yourself made in order to get there, choosing them. And remembering that healing is a choice. And commanding every single cell in your body one more time, commanding them to your health, to coherence, to love. I decree and declare that this activation, this recalibration, this healing work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, till it's fully integrated, activated, and embodied and complete in 3D reality. Calling in and anchoring in heaven on earth right here, right now. Just allowing this frequency to drop, drop, drop. Giving gratitude to yourself for doing this work, knowing that as you heal, you rise, you thrive. You give permission and you code everybody around you to the same. To heal, to thrive, to the frequency of love. Giving gratitude for the ascended masters, the energies, the beings of light that were here to assist this recalibration, this transmission, this activation today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And giving gratitude to your brothers and sisters that are live on this activation, and those that will contribute to the field through time and space, who listened to it after the live transmission. And slowly, slowly, slowly coming back to your body, hearing the noises around you. And in the next few breaths, opening your eyes. And so it is. Okay, beautiful souls. Going to leave it there. I will post the one within the next week, traveling this week, so it should be posted by the end of the week with the sound. I'm going to add specific frequencies in the sound in the background, so those will contribute when you re-listen to the healing. The one thing that came through so strongly when I was doing the activation was that so many people manifest illnesses or dis-ease because they don't know how to say no. And they're doing everything for everybody else. And that creates an immense amount of trauma when they're compromising their health, their well-being in their body. And then it's almost like they can't say no, so they have to manifest this physical reason that now they have to say no. And I've seen this so many times. So redo this activation, use it for as many no's, the throat chakra, as you need. Don't use it for several at a time. If you're going to, when you do the activation, choose one memory and use it for that, and we'll continue to recalibrate your field. I love you guys. Comment below if you have a specific request for the next one. I'm seeing a lot of people who have joined want things to do with like relationships, so I can do a relationship activation if you want, and transmission. It was so potent, feeling energy moving, and yes, sitting while meditation feels good. Gold filaments on my face. I love you, Karina. Oh, that makes me so happy. By the way, if you guys haven't listened to Karina and I's podcast, it is so beautiful and potent. This woman is like miraculous. She self-healed in Reiki in like 2 days. Whoa, that part of saying no really spoke to me so strong. Yeah, it's profound, Ivory. Like, I didn't even expect, I was actually gonna do a different activation that I had in mind or came to mind. And then in the middle of this came through so strong in my soul. I'm like, whoa, okay. And then I'd already seen this in my work. So this is what was meant to come through. Laura, I agree with the body taking a role to help to say no. I experienced this, releasing this. Yeah, it's gonna be profound for you. And here's the last thing I'll leave you with. Practice, even when you're not doing the activation, the unconscious mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. The body literally, like, even if you're exercising and you imagine yourself doing it, the body will trigger those neural pathways, and it'll trigger those, I can't remember what they're called, the things in your muscles. So like you'll gain strength by not actually working out, but it's the same formula with the mind. So you can imagine yourself saying no to things, whether they are in the past, like just as you're walking on the street, or something you have to say or you desire to say no to and you've been like too afraid. Imagine yourself doing it over and over and mentally rehearse, because you are priming your brain, your physical body, and your energy body to say no. And then that becomes integrated in your being. There's actually a small video. It's from the podcast I did with Sarah Toll. There's a small video where we were talking about boundaries. And before Sarah and I worked together, she was like, yeah, I thought he knew what boundaries were, but like, I learned everything about boundaries working with you, because it's not just what you say. In fact, that's not even nearly as important as what you're embodying. So how do you embody that version of you? You literally imagine it. You imagine you saying no, and then everything starts to get rewired. Same thing with health. You hold that hologram. You hold the hologram of that, and then you embody the choices, the energy of that version of yourself. This is how I healed my eye. This is how actually Karina in the Reiki training, they went back to that moment where the accident happened and sent Reiki and energy and healing to that. And then boom, then it manifested in 3D reality. Like, this work is no joke, guys. It's so powerful. So I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Big hugs, big kisses. And yeah, I'll try and get that to you in the next couple of days, but it should be up by the end of the week at the very latest. Big hugs. Mwah. And put in your requests for the next one. I think it's going to be in relationships or manifestation. I have some really fun manifestation ones that like keep coming to mind that I haven't recorded yet, but I'm also open to options. I want to do more of these. And also I think I'm going to do some Q&As in here. Or if you have questions, then drop them and I'll do like some lives every so often and just like answer some of the questions to give you guys some more resources. Okay, big hugs. Mwah. Oh, and stay tuned for Decoding Manifestation launch. It is happening in the fall. I'm so freaking excited. That is my signature course, and it goes into everything. Some of you are in it. If you're in it, you get all the live replays, or not live replays. What am I saying? You get all the things that I add for life. So you guys just come and enjoy everything I add. And for everybody else, that course, I mean, go listen to the podcast. There's so many stories on there, and there's another one coming very soon that I just scheduled in about somebody who manifested some freaking epic things. But yeah, that works for it. That also works for health. The podcast on Carrie, she healed her eye in that course, or her eyes. Phenomenal story. So it works for anything: health, wealth, relationships, experiences, all the freaking things. It's literally like everything I've learned in my journey about manifestation, how I've manifested so like many things in my life, how I've helped other people manifest so many things. Yeah, and it's pretty cool because most courses like just teach you. There's 11 activations in that. And there's trauma healing, and then I teach like all the things, and there's examples and celebrations, and the community is freaking phenomenal. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And I do have some leading up to that. I have some free manifestation masterclasses coming up. So stay tuned. Okay. Love you guys. Bye. Just a heads up, beautiful soul, that we are relaunching Decoding Manifestation, my signature course, in the fall. If you would like to be recalibrated with energy activations, become an energetic match to your manifestations, whether it be an amazing partnership, a vacation, physical, spiritual, or emotional healing, a match to your next level of abundance, this program gives you all the tools, the teachings and transmissions that you will need to anchor in your dream life into 3D reality. It is a no fluff, no bypassing course. We go deep into science and spirituality. I bridge the gap, and you have all the tools that you will need. So be sure to click the link below to be the first to notified of the early bird prices. And you will also be the first to be notified about 3 free manifestation codes, masterclasses, and transmissions. See you there, beautiful soul. If this episode brought you value, share it with somebody who could benefit from it. Tag me on social media at Jill Alana Nixon on Instagram and Facebook. And let me know your comments. And if you really love this, please leave a 5-star review so that we can get this content out to more people who will benefit from it. I'm sending you so much love, so much light, and remember, the magic is within.
Thanks for listening. If you would like to hear a little bit more of my story, continue on. I tell some of my manifestations in a nutshell. It was spring 2019. I'm on the bathroom floor, bawling my eyes out, my body convulsing in a trauma response. At rock bottom, feeling like I was dying. And in that moment, I wanted to. That was my first shamanic death, a death of my old self, so to speak. My old life, lying there, angry, in immense pain. In the middle of a trauma response, I was lost and nearly hopeless. I prayed for the first time that night since I was a kid. God, why am I here? Please show me, guide me, because I didn't feel like I wanted to be here anymore. My best friend saved my life that night. After about a week after that prayer, I was gifted my first Dr. Joe Dispenza retreat by customers that I was serving at a bar job that was barely sustaining me. I was skeptical because I'd only met the customers twice, and they literally e-transferred me $2,500 and told me to sign up for his retreat the next day. I did. That was my first miracle. Caveat, I almost returned the money and didn't sign up, but Spirit brought me synchronistically to meet Eckhart Tolle the next day, and by some twist of fate, he advised me to go. I began to trust. A few months later, I found myself in Niagara Falls at this meditation retreat that I soon realized was going to be one of the hardest and most profound weeks of my life. I released so much trauma at that retreat that it felt like venom was leaving my body as I shrieked blood-curdling screams because it was so painful. My third eye got blasted wide open, and I thought it was schizophrenic. Now I know it's clairvoyance. I died many ego and shamanic deaths that week, and after my whole life changed. Opportunities started coming. Weird and unexplainable synchronicities started to happen more and more and more. I started booking acting roles with the power of intention, manifesting huge commercials, winning all the sales competitions at work, and realizing how powerful this work was. Then COVID hit, throwing me deeper into the unknown, losing all sources of income, and I had plenty of time on my hands to become obsessed with quantum physics, neuroscience, the power of energy healing, and trauma transmutation in regards to manifestation. I began working with my first healer in the Mediterranean, and that was the point that I knew I had to take this work to other people and to help them transmute their traumas and see the power deep within to create their reality. I remember she was having an event in the Mediterranean, and I didn't have the money. Nobody was flying due to the beginning of the COVID epidemic, but I knew deep in my soul I needed to go. I found myself rollerblading the seawall, bawling my eyes out for hours, saying, I am worthy, and I decided deep in my soul that I was going. I needed more healing, and I deeply desired to study with this powerful healer and mentor. The power of this choice brought the universe to once again deliver. Within a day and a half of making that choice on the seawall, an acting check from a commercial buyout that I had completely forgot about from a year prior came in the mail, and it paid for my trip. Thanks, Spirit. I know this wasn't a coincidence. And I began to understand that when I followed my soul and my soul's mission on this planet, that I am deeply supported by the divine, as we all are. I had some challenges en route to the Mediterranean, getting stopped in London, as because of the epidemic, nobody was supposed to cross this border. But once again, the universe had my back, and they ended up letting me through. My Greek lover and I studied with this energy healer, and it was profound. Many of my gifts started to get unlocked while I was there. Since then, I've been guided to and connected with many other amazing energy healers, shamans, mentors, and I really began to crack the code of manifestation on greater and greater levels. I've had many tests and initiations, including almost going blind and doing the impossible by medical standards of healing my eye, being without a place to stay on Miami Beach with 2 suitcases and my dog, and within 2 hours manifesting a crypto mansion to stay at, manifesting my dog getting stolen and manifesting him back. This is when I dug into subconscious reprogramming and started to study that, because I realized that manifestation works both ways, for our desires and our fears. I began to deeply refine my craft and master the nuances of the unconscious mind. The full story of my dog getting stolen is in a prior podcast episode. From here, I manifested place after place to stay while I traversed the world to study with the best of the best in energy healing, neuroscience, quantum physics for manifestation. In the healing arts, neuroscience, quantum physics, subconscious reprogramming, quantum integration, and most recently, rapid resolution therapy. Once I became masterful at manifesting my craft, with many learning lessons, I started to facilitate manifestations for clients and group programs using the skills that I had acquired and the formula that I created for myself throughout this journey. I've helped people manifest getting drafted to the NHL, a business owner going from almost being bankrupt to having now $500,000 weeks, all expense paid for trips to Italy, promotions, raises, and many more. Many of these beautiful souls will be coming on the podcast. So, without further ado, I'm Jill Alana, your host. Welcome to the world of the quantum, manifestation, miracles, and magic through healing and energy work. And so it is.